Hello, my name is Kane, and today I will be talking about climbing shoes. But before you even think about buying a climbing shoe, make sure to go to the climbing gym and use the rentals first. At that SRWC gym, we provide free chalk and climbing shoe rentals. It is not worth to buy climbing shoes, which can be pretty pricey, if you have never climbed before. I'd personally say climb about at least a month or so using the rental shoes before you decide to buy your own pair. So what makes a climbing shoe so great, and what makes it different than climbing in, let's say, a pair of Vans? Well, climbing shoes have a specific type of rubber called sticky rubber. This is named because it will stick to uneven surfaces, which is necessary for climbing. Climbing shoes are also very tight, unlike Vans. The goal is to have your toe as close as you can to the hold as possible. Let's look at a normal Vans type shoe fitting. Your toe is not all the way to the tip of the shoe, but rather about half an inch from the top. With climbing shoes, you want your toe to be right up to the tip so your toes are as close to the wall as possible. To get even closer, many climbers do not wear a sock when they climb. I personally don't like doing this. I wear a sock because you can't wash climbing shoes and they'll eventually start to smell even more than they already do if there's not a sock. It also is just more comfortable, and that's kind of what matters to me. But that's really what a lot of climbers do. A lot of pro climbers specifically just don't wear socks. Again, that is all totally personal, but if you're a beginner climber, you can try wearing socks just to at least get comfortable with it and then expand out from there. So now that you know the basics of a shoe, it's time to start looking on what shoe you want to buy. I highly recommend going online to Adidas 510 climbing shoes. 510 makes amazing shoes. They've been in the industry for years. And for some reason, they're always on sale, like 50 or even 70% off are quite common. If you're a beginner climber, I highly recommend buying a neutral shoe. A neutral climbing shoe has a relatively flat and thick sole that makes it pretty comfortable to walk around in. The thick sole is also great because it won't wear down as quickly, and it will last maybe up to even a year of gym climbing. If this is your first shoe, don't worry about making it super tight, just make sure it fits well and that you can just start climbing in it. This was my first climbing shoe, the 510 Rogue. I was able to walk around in them and do basic climbs. They lasted for a good amount of time, and I'm happy I started out with them because they were reasonably cheap, and if I stopped climbing, they wouldn't be a waste of time. So they were very non-committal. Next, we're going to have moderate shoes. These shoes are going to have a little bit more of an arch and a better heel. They also have a better edge, and this is great for getting on small holds. They are pretty comfortable and just an overall very versatile shoe. So after using your neutral shoe, move up to a moderate shoe. This is, again, it's a very versatile shoe and you can pretty much use it for all climbs. This is one of my favorite shoes, the 510 Anasazi, otherwise known as Pinks. These Pinks are my go-to shoes and they've lasted for almost an entire year. Just a great overall standard shoe. The last category of shoes is going to be the aggressive shoe. Aggressive shoes are noticeably much different than your moderate or neutral shoes. As you can tell, there is a sharp arch that aims your toes down. This is made so that when you're climbing on an overhang, such as like a cave, your toes are going to have a better grip rather than being with a flatter shoe. You may also notice that there's a little bit more rubber on the top of the toe. This is an intended feature made for toe hooks, and having that little extra rubber will give you more grip. These soles are much thinner because, as I mentioned before, it is best to have your toe as close to the wall as possible to get the best grip. But with great reward comes great sacrifice. You get a top-of-the-line shoe, however they are more expensive and are also painfully tight. When you wear a shoe like this, you are meant to put them on, climb, and then take them right off because they are so tight. Because of this, I don't recommend getting these shoes if you're a beginner climber, because as a beginner climber, you just want to spend as much time on the wall as possible. These are the aggressive shoes I'm currently wearing. The Evolve Kai Shamans are great shoes. They've lasted quite a while. They have a nice little toe bump, and they're overall just an amazing shoe. Wearing aggressive shoes all the time is not the best idea, so what most climbers do is they have two pairs of climbing shoes that they bring to the gym. One moderate and one aggressive. They can warm up on the moderate shoes and do a lot of climbs with them, but then transition to their aggressive shoes when they need that little toe hook or they need that extra edge to help them complete the climb. This is best since you will not use up the rubber on your aggressive shoes, making them last even longer. From looking at all these shoes, you may notice that Velcro is indeed back in style. I love Velcro because you're able to get a tighter fit and it's much easier to take on and off. When you're buying a shoe, this may be one of the small things that you'll notice that may help you make your decision. Once you start climbing, you'll slowly learn all the different types of climbing shoes and what shoe fits your need. The best way to buy shoes is to try them on. Go to your local REI or sports shop to try a few on. Don't ever buy shoes blind online without trying them on, because other brands and shoes all have different types of fits. This video was brought to you by UNLV Outdoor Adventures. Go check out our other videos and make sure to come by the UNLV Bouldering Wall. We offer free chalk and shoe rentals, and if you're lucky, you'll probably see me there too. Thanks for watching.